Make sure I got a pump before I get on camera though. Otherwise people are gonna think I'm a fake. Oh shit, it's recording. What's up guys, it's Brad Loves Fitness. Brad, that's me. Spelled with a V. Why do we do that, by the way? Like, are Gen Zers okay? I often ask myself that every day really when I wake up. But today I'm gonna talk about something that people ask me about all the time because it's something that I've been doing for almost a year now that has kind of changed like my whole, kind of everything about my fitness, about the way I move, about my overall health. And that's these things I'm surrounded by here. You're asking yourself, why does it look like you're at a Payless shoes, but for like the most like autistic type of like footwear you could ever wear, which is correct, that's accurate. And it's because, well, I've been wearing barefoot shoes, zero drop shoes, whatever you want to call them, for almost a year now. And it's basically been a mixture of making my feet really strong, hip health good, my knee health better, kind of improving a lot of health issues, but also completely ruining my fashion sense. So I'm gonna talk about all of that right here, give you the raw goods on what to expect with barefoot shoes. So what I have surrounding me right now are pretty much every barefoot shoe I own, besides the ones I'm wearing right now, okay? Had to flex on you, you get it? Had to stretch on you a little bit. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go over all these and just give you some unbiased reviews. None of this is sponsored. I have bought all of these in an attempt to figure out which ones feel the best, which ones perform the best. And yeah, first things first, so these are within. These are the second pair I ever bought. As you can see, they're well worn. To be honest with you, these have quite a bit more padding than all of the other barefoot shoes I've bought. The first pair I had were the Merrell gloves. I'll put a picture on screen. I wore through those pretty quick. Those were good, kind of a hard mode first barefoot shoe option, to be honest, because they're very thin sole wise, but they were good. Got my feet really used to it really quick. One thing that people might not tell you about barefoot shoes is that you're gonna have gnarly blisters for maybe a month. Month's a little crazy, maybe like 2 weeks until your feet get used to it, but trust, they'll get used to it and you'll thank me later for that. So these within ones, these are good. These are actually really good, really comfy, thick soles, you can't really tell, but these are great. The thing with barefoot shoes is kind of when you get used to one pair, you're kind of used to all pairs from what I've experienced. And then that brings me to the second pair I've had. These are my favorite to work out in, to be honest. These are the Vivo barefoot shoes. These are really fire. I don't know, the thing that I really love about barefoot shoes is how easy they are to slip on and slip off. And these are really good. I just keep them tied and then I just slip them on and off, very easy. I mean, done. You know, it's like a glove. And yeah, so these have been great. And then I have another pair of withins, same sole. These are high tops. I wanted a pair that like looked a little bit more stylish, I could wear with pants. And yeah, I mean, they're cool. I wore them to a bridge rave and they got super muddy. So now I've kind of just been doing like leg days in these because they're a little flatter. And I don't know, I feel like high tops just look aesthetic when you're doing legs. I don't know why, that's just what it is. One quick thing I wanted to go over with barefoot shoes is they're ugly, okay? For a long time, I held off on getting barefoot shoes because the only barefoot shoes that anyone ever really talked about are the ones where the toe is separated. I mean, I've met one person who rocked those with enough confidence to pull them off. It's not me, I'm just not that guy. I'm not built that way. Maybe you guys are, but those individual toe ones, not for me. I mean, cool, they're true barefoot aficionados before me who weren't scared to look silly. They've been on the wave for a minute, but luckily the market's caught up and there's a ton of new ones. These, I just recently got these. These are from a company called Softstar. I don't know, it doesn't really have, they're advertising any of their shoes, which is interesting, but these are like custom made. I had to wait like 3 weeks for these. But these, people have asked me if they're Vans. They're like, oh, are those Vans? They look like the classic slip-on Vans, right? These are really comfortable, to be completely honest. These are really good. I'm impressed by the craftsmanship on these. And they don't look half bad. Like they don't look super bad, especially with like pants. Like, you know, you can kind of dress them up, dress them down, but like, I mean, they're not terrible. Like, and they're super comfy. Like every barefoot shoe I've gotten since I've gotten used to them has been 0 break-in period. That's another advantage, is you can buy a trillion pairs of barefoot shoes, at least from what I've experienced so far. Maybe there's some brands where that's not the case, but there's like no break-in period. But yeah, I mean, these are fantastic. Like my feet have gotten super strong in these. Like I'm gonna show you guys some exercises that I do in the barefoot shoes to maximize the strength that it can give you to your feet and the advantages it can give you. I mean, I do everything in these. I walk around in these, I jump rope in these. They're super good for strengthening your feet. I mean, I can't recommend them enough. Other than the fashion aspect, they suffer a lot in the fashion aspect. Although I've been getting ads recently for barefoot shoes a lot on Instagram where honestly, like they look pretty good. Like there's some companies making some good ones that look pretty aesthetic. So I'm definitely gonna cop a couple pairs of those. Maybe I'll make some videos like on some new barefoot shoes that I've acquired. Let's do some exercises. One thing with barefoot shoes that I feel like people need to kind of think about is you kind of have to maximize them. You kind of have to, if you want to like get the whole benefit out of barefoot shoes, you got to do things that strengthen your feet, do exercises. Inherently, they're going to strengthen your feet a little bit just from walking around in them. Exercises like jump rope, they're gonna allow you to get the maximum use out of your barefoot shoes. It's gonna be very engaging for your feet. You're gonna notice after you do exercises like jump rope with these on, your feet are gonna be pretty sore in ways that you couldn't even really imagine, okay? That's kind of the benefit of it, right? You're strengthening areas of the body that people don't really usually think about, okay? So one training I love to do, sandbag training. I'm gonna make a video on this very soon, but sandbag training's fantastic. This is kind of one of the only exercises I do for legs. Sandbag lifts, it's very dynamic. You come in here, it's like a deadlift, and then you get it up on your knees, and it's like a squat, right? Drop it from there. I mean, you can do a lot of things with this. You can bring it here, bring it to a pressing thing, press it. Okay, this is a 100-pound one. I'm not by any means super strong with sandbags, but the great thing about barefoot shoes, again, is that when you do leg exercises like this with the sandbag, it's going to make your feet so insanely strong, I can't even express to you, okay? What a lot of people don't understand as well about shoes in general when it comes to fitness is a lot of them, they don't let you get the maximum amount of use out of your feet, okay? Especially sports that wear very specific kind of shoes that like cleats. Like I played ultimate frisbee for a little bit and the cleats just absolutely destroyed my feet. And this was before I had barefoot shoes, right? I think that my feet now can handle barefoot shoes or can handle shoes like cleats or basketball shoes a lot better now because of how strong they are, right? But shoes in general, even running shoes, especially running shoes, they're kind of designed to maximize performance, not really maximize health of your body or your foot or your tendon strength or anything like that. So what I've seen a lot of athletes do recently is they train barefoot. Okay, and training barefoot's fantastic. You get the same benefit out of it. But you know, you can't be barefoot all the time. At least if you live in a city like LA. You don't want to be barefoot all the time, trust. Anybody who lives in LA knows you're not trying to walk on, I don't even need to tell you. The mind boggles, the mind wanders, you know what I mean. You don't want to walk on certain things. So getting a good pair of barefoot shoes, a couple good pairs of barefoot shoes that work for your style and your fashion sense is imperative if you want to get used to these, depending on where you live. You know, if you live in Hawaii, everyone walks around barefoot. Another option you can do is buy a pair of Barefoot sandals. There's a trillion of them. I have a pair, super ugly though, so I don't wear them that often. I'm trying to find a good pair of flip-flops that are barefoot just for slipping on and off. But at home I wear like little house slippers, like Japanese style house slippers, which are basically the same as walking barefoot. Try them out, you know, get you a pair, give it a good 2 weeks, let your feet get used to them, and then you'll start to see some benefits. You'll start, I mean, there have been people who've said that their hip pain has gone away. I had a little bit of a thing with my hip. I haven't really felt it since switching to barefoot shoes. My knees sometimes are a little sore from years of blue collar work, and they've been pretty fire, to be honest. So yeah, get you a pair, try them out. This has been Brad Loves Fit.